So I move forward now in the Homeland Security report. They had another glaring item that is, again, the center of this particular audit report, and this is the need for CCTV. They say back in November that, hey, you don't have adequate or any, from my understanding, CTV surveillance in your elections office. And so that was an obvious recommendation that I was a little shocked they didn't have installed, but mind you, that's fine. It was back then. Um, and so we already know that they did end up installing it. Uh, but I want to point this out that internal communications going into November confirmed that the meeting federal requirements for the video surveillance was 22 months. And that and I know this, but I'll just summarize it, that when you deal with federal elections, there is a retention policy for 22 months for all election related materials. And this is the internal staff at Skagit County having correspondence internally, including the auditor, confirming they know 22 months. We're supposed to have all these federal videos relating to federal elections for 22 months. And so some might say, well, the data might be confused. Well, there's no excuse because they go further and they talk about this after I start talking to them. Internal communications, the state election documents are 18 months, 18. Mind you, I did my records request and found out that they deleted everything from almost all of October. All of October, most of the ballots had been processed in and out. All their operations that would have been really critical most of it really would have occurred in that October, in my opinion. But everything's critical, so there's a lot in November. Not only did they delete a great majority of the critical cameras, remember the cameras that catch that front lobby area don't even exist. They deleted almost all of October. And then we see in here, it wasn't an accident. They've been asked to eliminate it. So internally, they made the decision, even though they had the duty to know their retention records, had to be 22 months for federal elections and 18 months for state elections. So again, as someone in this community, as a voter, as somebody who expects my elected officials, my offices to follow state laws, federal laws, and common sense, I'm very disappointed in